welcome to the 14th and final episode of the Blitz. I'm John Benson.
And I'm Pat Moroney. I think we're saving the best for last tonight. Plenty of fantastic second-round playoff games, and we'll begin with the big boys up in 6A, where Colquitt County is paying the price of losing their last regular season game of the year to Colquitt County, because tonight they had to go on the road to North Cobb. The Packers trying to make another deep playoff run. They've only lost twice on the season. And in the first quarter, Daniel Mobley here hands it off to Colquitt's stud tailback, that's Saeem King, and he breaks a couple tackles and finds nothing but open space. And Packers are up 7-0 early. And then on the next drive, the draw play goes back to King, and he takes it down to around the 5-yard line before getting pushed out of bounds. King was awesome tonight for Colquitt County. And then they capitalize. This time, it's Quazavia Lee who punches it in, and the Packers are up 2 touchdowns early, and they would roll from there. North Cobb trying to respond, but Colquitt crashes the party here. Ball is tipped, and Malik Lewis comes up with the interception, tries to make a little return out of it. That's okay, because that offense took over, and then they hand it off to King again, but wait, that's a flea flicker. Mobley goes downtown to Keel Pollard, who comes back for the ball, and Pollard in for another touchdown. Colquitt County up big, and they dominate in this one, 52-6. They are moving on. They will play next week in round 3. Now we'll head down to 5A, where Lee County hosted Mundy's Mill in Leesburg. Trojans get the ball first, but a big mistake early with a bad snap. Stephen Collier can't fall on it, and we're going the other way, and the Mundy Mills Tigers strike first when Rodriguez Gates lobs it up to Eric Tate, and Lee County's down a touchdown early. But the offense started humming for Dean Fabrizio's team. That's J.Q. Quimbley in the flats, and he makes a man miss and charges into the red zone there. And then Collier goes back to the well with Quimbley for a TD here, and we are tied. Quimbley has been all over the field in 2013. Mundy's Mill responded, though, when Rodney Smith hits nothing but green grass to put the Tigers back on top. It's 14-7 at that point, but the Trojans answer again. An explosive play of their own. Collier drops back, airs it out deep to Devontae Say, and he hauls it in, and we are knotted up again at 14, but the defense couldn't get off the field for Lee County. Smith again for the Tigers takes the handoff and muscles into the end zone. Then the next drive was big for Lee County on 4th down. Collier to Quimbley. That'll move the chains. Always going to Quimbley. He is all over the place. And then Collier, the future Buckeye, keeps it to tie it up again at 21. This game went back and forth all night, but Lee County couldn't score last. They lose 41-35.
Now we head just down the road to Region 1 4A, where the Westover Patriots taking on Stonebridge and those Tigers. Last year for the Patriots, their season ended in the second round, and this year they look to make a statement. Coach Jones hosting the Stockbridge Tigers, and from this, there was a defensive battle from the beginning, the first quarter, so we go to the second. That's Javon Brandon, the quarterback, on the second play of the second quarter, rumbling, stumbling past that Patriots defense and for a first down. And after that play, that's the fullback here making the diving, Malik Bryan making the diving catch, or the run right there. Unfortunately, couldn't get in the end zone, and at 3 plays later on the 3rd down, Brandon with the keeper, 2-point conversion good. Stonebridge up 8-0. And after the TD, Westover, that's quarterback Harris fumbles it up, coughs it up, and it is a turnover on downs for those Tiger defense deep into Patriots territory. First play after the fumble, that's Matron Thomas who gets the handoff for the easy touchdown. 2-point conversion, however, no good. 14-0 Stockbridge. Second play after the touchdown. Shannon Saunders here with the great run, but it's stripped. It's actually stripped by Shade here, Tricarius Shade for the turnover, and right after the turnover, quarterback Brandon throws it deep, but this time it is picked off by that defense by Richardson. It is going the other way. And going into the half, the Westover Patriots down by 14, and they could not hold on in this one and fall in a shutout, 35-0. Now we'll head over to down where Malcolm Parish and those Brooks County Trojans will host another game at home against the Blakely County and the Royals. And we go to the first game here. Parish not hesitating one bit, rolling early in the long run over the Royals for the deep in their territory on the 5-yard line. And he would hand it off for the finished series here for the touchdown. And they would get the 2-point conversion, 8-0, Trojans up. And on the onside kick, Trojans acting quickly, trying to capitalize on that, and they would get the recovery there for no problem with them. And after not wasting any time, Parrish throwing the deep 45-yard touchdown pass for the end zone, and they would go up quickly in this one, 16-0, still in the first quarter. And that's another touchdown for them there. And after that play, with a quick move, making a quick move, jumping all the way down to the goal line and into the end zone for another touchdown. That's Malcolm Parrish once again, races it all the way down and breaks for the touchdown. And we do not have a final score for this one yet, but by the looks of it, in the fourth quarter, Brooks County is having no problem in this one, 55-28. And now it's time for our team of the week. And speaking of Brooks County, there they are again with head coach Maurice Freeman and company. Have been nothing but short of spectacular this year in years past. Last week's win was no surprise to the Trojans, as they have won every first round of the playoffs since Coach Freeman took over, which dates back to 2008. And during this game, Malcolm Parrish changed his number to number 32 to honor one of his teammates who passed away in a car accident over the summer. So, and again, the Trojans looked like they were having no problem in round 2 tonight, and they would advance actually going into the third round. So congratulations to Brooks County and the Trojans for being our team of the week. And when we return, we take a look at the first round of the single A schools, and we go live with Fox 31's Doug Reardon. So stay with us after the break.
Welcome back to the Blitz. The 1A playoffs started tonight after a week off, and the Region 1 champions, Seminole County, put their undefeated record to the test tonight against Wilkinson County. So the Indians of Seminole County entering the field before the game at home with that good home crowd. Little home cooking there for the Indians. Early on, 2nd and 10 for Wilkinson, and Seminole's Steve Boyd brings down their QB, and then on 3rd and 7, the handoff to Benedict Davis doesn't get him far, with a whole tribe of Indians bringing him down there. Later from the Seminoles' 8-yard line, Davis this time gets in for the TD. PAT is good, 7-0 Wilkinson. Time for some Seminole offense now. QB Alex Fudge handing off the ball, picking up 9 yards for Seminole County, and then pushing for another first down here, going to the right, and they would get it. Ending the first quarter, beginning of the second now. Alex Fudge again throwing to the right and connects with Brendan Kimball. Great catch there by Kimball, and then a couple plays later, the Indians would score with a catch here by Aaron Bakersville. That PAT is good. That makes it 7-7 at that point, and Seminole County would win a close game, 21-14. Now we'll go to our game of the week. It's the Hawkinsville Red Devils at home against the visiting Mitchell County Eagles. Entering the field, everybody fired up for this one. Early on in the first quarter, Hawkinsville fumbles. Ball recovered by Mitchell. That is recovered by Terry Burley, Jr. Mitchell County takes over, already up 3-0. And then the same drive, this is a pass from Bruce Bryant, rolling right and finds Anthony Thomas. He is down around the 10. Same drive, though. The handoff, Hawkinsville, they hold. That is a clutch stop for them. They get the ball back, and then here is the handoff to Dontavius Grace to get them within a yard of the first down. He would later have an 88-yard run, which would be huge. And then, but this drive ends just short, but Hawkinsville would win a close one, 17-12. Fox 31's Doug Reardon made the long drive to Hawkinsville tonight just to give us a little extra analysis. Doug?
Yeah, top of the evening to you, Patty, and how do you do, football fans? It is our last week of the Blitz, and boy, am I excited about this one.
All right, it seems we're having some problems there with Doug, but I'm glad he had a good time out in the game. But this year, over at Turner County, that made some coaching changes to bring in head coach John Gamble. And for the first-year head coach, you can't ask for anything better than making it to the first round of the playoffs. And however, in order for the Rebels to continue their season, they have to go through the Marion Eagles, who have seen the playoffs since 2010. Marion County quarterback Derek Thornton hands the ball off to Johnny Royal, who runs the ball into the end zone. No problem for him as he finds his way, weaving his way through the Rebels defense. Turner County quarterback Quinn Williams connects with Nate Martin for a big first down and continued possession of the ball, moving the chains along for the Rebels. And then Marion County, Thornton once again, this time throwing his arm strength down the sideline to Gashawn Baker, who carries the ball all the way down the line until tackled for a big first down, trying to keep the drive alive. And within 8 minutes into the quarter, Eagles quarterback there, Thornton, once again connects with Swanson. Eagles up by 2 touchdowns. Marion County moves on and will host Dooley County for the next round of the playoffs, with your final in this one 30-0. Now taking a look at our player of the week for the final time this year, and it's only fitting to talk about this running back from Westover, Shannon Saunders, who had a face-off against the number 1 linebacker in the state here, Liberty County. And this Patriot showed no signs of slowing down because of running. He racked up 213 yards on only 16 carries while getting into the end zone twice. While Saunders' outstanding ground game that led to Westover earning the victory over Liberty County for their first playoff win under head coach Octavius Jones. So congratulations to Shannon Saunders for being our player of the week. Coming up next on the Blitz, we take a look at our play of the week along with some local talent trying to get recruited into the next level. All this and more next on the Blitz.
Welcome back to the Blitz. We will try now to go back to our good friend Doug Reardon, who was out at the Hawkinsville game. What's going on out there, Doug?
Yeah, hey, sorry about that, guys. Why don't we try this again? As I said, last week of the Blitz, I'm very excited about it. Welcome to Hawkinsville, site of a phenomenal game here tonight between the Hawkinsville Red Devils and the Mitchell County Eagles. Now, your final score tonight, Hawkinsville will be moving on by a score of 17-12. I know I showed you the highlights earlier. There was a lot you didn't see. You're probably wondering how it got from 6-3 at the half to 17-12 at the final. I'm going to tell you. Hawkinsville came into this one 7-3. Mitchell County came in 6-4. Mitchell County was actually missing their star running back. You wouldn't have guessed it, though. Hawkinsville started out their first 2 possessions with 2 straight fumbles. One of them actually hurt him pretty bad. There was a quarterback keeper that you didn't see that was rushed in for 6 points. PAT was not good, so it remained at 6. That's how they got their 6, Mitchell County, that is. The other one didn't hurt them too much. They actually ended up getting the ball back on turnover on downs for Mitchell County. But, again, it was a rough start for Hawkinsville, to say the least. Now, indulge me for just a moment. I'm going to fill you in on what you didn't see there in those highlights. Here's what we missed. It was a rough game on the ground. It was kept mostly on the ground. Not a lot of passing tonight. Kept it in between the 30s, as we like to say. There wasn't a lot of red zone action, but that was only in the first half. In the second half, tons of it. All right, so here's what happened. With just about 9:40 after the third quarter kicked off, Dontarius Green, who you saw had a big run in those highlights, had an 88-yard TD run, putting Hawkinsville up 10-6. After that, they blocked a punt, and Dakota Sloan had a 21-yard TD run with 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That came later, obviously, in the fourth quarter, but that put them up 17-6. Hawkinsville, after a 50-yard bomb also in the fourth quarter by Mitchell County to number 6, Terry Emanuel. They set it up for a nice little run there. again for 6. 2-point conversion was no good, and that is how you get to 17-12. Hawkinsville over Mitchell County. Now that is your final score. So Hawkinsville will be moving on in the next round of the playoffs. Mitchell County will be sent packing. Guys, last week of the Blitz, I got to say, it's been real. Football fans, thank you for tuning in. This is Doug Reardon signing off. Johnny and Patty, bring us home, boys.
Thank you very much, Doug. Everyone knows about the big recruits, the 4- and 5-star athletes who go play football at UGA, Florida State, or some other storied program, but the talent pool in Southwest Georgia is deep, and there's plenty of places where less heralded prospects can continue to play football when their high school careers are over.
When the final seconds come off the clock of a high school football season, most seniors hang up their cleats for the last time, but others aren't willing to let the dream die.
They reach out and contact schools that they're interested in. I try to sell as many as I can. The schools will start coming around. We'll go to recruiting fairs and try to sell the kids that fit within their program and the things that they're looking for athletically and academically.
For players, once the season ends, it's about staying in shape and focusing on academics. For high school coaches, relationships with college coaches can go a long way in placing kids into the right programs.
It's a two-way street. We try to help them as much as possible. When the coaches come to me, I'm going to tell the truth. I'm not going to try to lie for a kid because I don't want to mess up the guys that are coming behind them. So I'm going to tell the truth about their work ethic and things of that nature.
Luckily for players in this area, there's a pretty good program in place at Albany State.
This is a winning program with a lot of tradition here. So what we do is, we have to comb the state of Georgia to try to find us some good football players. We know we have a lot of good football players here in South Georgia.
In fact, only 9 players on ASU's current roster aren't from the Peach State, and they pour in from places like Albany, Moultrie, and Camilla.
What we try to look for is a guy who's a busybody on the field. His motor is running constantly. He chases the ball regardless. He'll play hard. And if you get a kid who will play hard and just give you it all, you got you something that you can work with.
And Coach White knows the best way to secure victories in the fall is to clean up the South Georgia talent base in the spring.
We need all the ball players here in South Georgia to come to the Rams country.
Now we'll actually continue with some more high school action. And Irwin County has had an outstanding year with third-year head coach John Lindsay. The former #1 team in the state is hosting a rematch of last year against the Tryon Bulldogs. Now, last year the Indians did get they're looking to get a little revenge because they lost last year 31-6. And we start quickly with Irwin running back. That's Ryan Peterson, who goes down, but there's no whistle called. So he would actually walk into the end zone being untouched in that one, and the Indians are up 7-0 early. And again, Irwin County, the other running back, Anthony Merritt, breaks loose for a long 55-yard touchdown run, breaking through that defense, going up early at this one, 14-0 for the Indians, and continuing with that punishment. That's Tryon quarterback here, Corey, on the keeper, who finds room and outside and takes this all the way down to the 1-yard line before being stopped short of the goal line here. And next play, running back actually would get the handoff and powers in for a touchdown, keeping it close, 14-7. And in the next possession, Irwin County running back TJ Wynn runs this one to the outside for a big gain, trying to move the chains before being forced out of bounds there, and keeping the drive alive on the next play here with the quarterback sneak for 6, 21-7 at the end of the first in this one. And we actually have a final, and Irwin County would get their revenge and continue on with the season, winning 49-26. Now we look at our play of the week, and we head up to Atlanta to the North Cobb Colquitt game. Rain was no problem for this one with the flea flicker as Daniel Mobley hands it to Shaheem Keem, and it airs it out for a little short, but the wide receiver makes no mistake there and comes up for the play, makes a big play, makes some adjustments, finds his way into the end zone, and Colquitt County winning big after just the help of this play over North Cobb, and they would advance in the playoffs going on to the third round. So congratulations for making our play of the week. Don't go away just yet, because next on the Blitz, we go a little further inside of what it means for Dougherty County after the reclassifications, and we take some look at our top plays of the year. All this and more next on the Blitz. welcome back to the Blitz. And earlier this week, we touched on the reclassification, on who's moving where and doing what. But right here in Dougherty County, both Albany and Dougherty are seeing some change, but the change affects more than just the public schools.
Every 2 years, the GHSA has the reclassifications for all the high schools in Georgia. And for Dougherty County, they're taking a big change.
To look at here is, number one, where we could possibly be placed in the region. There's some schools in Columbus and there's some schools in Macon there. The biggest thing you have to deal with is travel. The GHSA has a rule that says you cannot travel more than 100 miles preceding a school day.
Traveling might not be as big an issue for football, but what about the other sports?
If you can't play those other 12 sports except on Friday and Saturday, then on the backside of it, you got to look at revenue. When you're playing in a close proximity of your regions and its games are 80 miles away, you tend to get a crowd. When you start talking about traveling 120 miles, you just don't get the support. Those teams don't travel well here, and we probably not going to travel well there. So that would be the biggest issue that we're looking at.
Public schools were not the only ones affected by the reclassification. Private schools like Sherwood Christian were affected in the reclassification, moving from GISA to GICAA.
I think this move is just another step in making our programs stronger and getting an opportunity to develop our programs, because we want our students to understand what it is to have strong athletic programs that provide good competition.
With change in the horizon, the only real threat will be between all four Dougherty County high schools and if the rivalry will remain.
They get in a region where there are 10 or 11 teams, and that possibility won't be there. But if they get in a region where they got 3 open dates, then that's a possibility. But usually our schools want to play one another. They like the rivalry.
Fitzgerald moved through round 1 of the 2A playoffs last Friday with a 41-21 win over Dublin. And Jason Strickland's team was back on the road tonight in Savannah against Benedictine. Both teams fired up out in Savannah as Benedictine takes the field there early on. Benedictine on the move. That's a pass to Huggins, and that makes it 7-0 Cadets. And then the Fitzgerald defense buckles down a little bit here. Actually, he punches it in for the touchdown there. So Benedictine up big early. Fitzgerald would have to try to respond. They don't quit, and that is a big tackle by the big man there. And then Fitzgerald trying to make something happen. That's Romarius Golden rolling left to Mickey Carter for the first down. And a couple plays later, Fitzgerald going in to try to tie up the score, and that is a touchdown there for Fitzgerald. But that would be all she wrote on this game, because Benedictine would cruise big time. 51-7. One more time. We'll do it one more time. It's our Fan of the Week, and we'll give some tribute this week to some fans from out of town. These are some ladies from Bleckley County who showed up, made the trip down to Brooks County. Unfortunately, their team lost, but they got all dressed up in I don't even know what that is, but pretty impressive. So congratulations to these lovely ladies for being our Fans of the Week.
And sadly, this is our last episode of the Blitz. But before we go, we've picked out some of the very best plays of 2013 season. So without further ado, here we go. And we start with number 5 in Week 12, Tarrant County in the Green Wave. Trey Bishop airs this one out 89 yards to Joe Ward for the touchdown, putting them up for the victory. The Green Wave with the number 5 play of the week.
That's pretty good, John, but I can top it. This was from Week 4. Tiff County tries the run play. Worth County forces the fumble. Picked up here by Trey Lucas. Is he going to go for a touchdown? No. That's a fumble. Worth County would eventually recover, but that is a wild, wacky play from early in the season.
All right, we'll check out number 3 with the Region 6A champions here with Camden County, as that would get picked off from Ryan Wedgeworth over at Tiff County. Chris Williams, who takes this one out of the end zone, deep in the end zone, for a long 108 yards, pick 6 for the Wildcats, and the score for them for our number 3 play of the week.
Okay, now number 2. Usually fumbles are bad, but not in this case. Turner County QB Cedric Leggett fumbles the snap, but makes a couple moves, picks it up, and runs into the end zone for a Turner County touchdown. Pretty good.
And number 1, not too bad, but Stephen Collier and Lee County showing you why they're so amazing. Hitting his man, J.Q. Quimbley, for the touchdown, and the beautiful hands from him for the pass there. So great year, great season. I can't believe it's over.
How much
Flew
fun
by.
did we have?
Loved it, man. I can't believe it's over already.
I know. We had some good teams go down tonight, unfortunately, but we will continue with Colquitt County, Brooks County, Seminole County. Those teams are still in the playoffs and a couple more, so stay tuned to Fox 31 Sports. Thank you so much for joining us all season. Have a great night.